Yeah, man. Because you know what? We're in some exciting times.
That's right. That's
We
right.
are in some exciting times. All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, we're going to start off by giving all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh,
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 Hashem,
Yahweh,
Hashem, Barakadah.
Double honor to the apostles, elders, bishops, okay, of Great Millstone who grew well and have taught us this word in truth and sincerity. Peace and mercy to the whole full elect, starting with 144,000. All right, let's push this word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. So, in today's class is going to be another edition of News and Prophecy. And today's title that we're going to get, these are the topics that we're going to get into, is persecution against the hidden ones and detention camps, in other words, i.e. MOTB, okay? Because you have the term detention camps, you have concentration camps. At the end of the day, these are going to be facilities where Esau Edom will have those that are set up. Well, we'll have those who are set up to take the MOTB. That's where they'll take it, most likely. You're also going to have what you call CHIP stations around too. Okay, and this is a major prophecy that the prophets, all right, in particular prophets of GMS, Great Millstone, but the true prophets of Yahweh Shem Shai get flack for is the preaching of the MOTB, and that is top two major. The number I'll say this: the top two major prophecy is 1A, is one the destruction of Babylon and the salvation of the whole full elect by the way of the chariots, so-called UFOs. Right, that's like 1A, 1B type thing, part A, part B, and before that one is the MOTB. Those are two major prophecies, right? And these be the prophecies that. Again, the true prophets of the Lord get flack for and ridiculed and mocked for by Israel, their own people. Let alone, here is Esau Edom himself preparing and telling you that this is what he's getting ready to do right in front of your faces. So if brothers have any opening precepts, they can bring them out before I get some of these clips that we're going to get into.
This is Ezekiel 33 as it pertains to watchmen, and it's a go through scripture to shed light on what we're basically our due diligent is to come out and do exactly what you just said, is to call this man out, call his kingdom, right, and speak about the downfall, right. So this is Ezekiel 33, and let's start at 1. Again, the word of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, came unto me, saying, Son of man, speak to the children of thy people, and say unto them, when I bring the sword upon a land, if the people of the land take a man of their coast and set him for their watchman, if when he seeth the sword come upon the land, he blow the trumpet and warn the people. So again, we were set up to be men of the Lord who's going to warn the people, right? And first and foremost, we're dealing with the elect, okay? But we're also going to let the nations know that Yahweh Shem Shai is about the exact judgment, right? Because the Lord is about being, well, there's no escaping it, but the Lord just wants you to know, right, that it is Him that is causing this rift, right? This demise that was prophesied aforetime.
Division,
right? So all the sedition you see are about to happen, right? All the sedition that is about to happen was always been set in the books, right? The Bible, that's in your church. Was about the downfall of this kingdom. That's always been the undertone of the scripture, is a downfall of Babylon.
That's right.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Yeah,
Okay, so,
because that would be that great whore, right? The greatest blasphemous kingdom, if that's even a word. Out of all the kingdoms that were established on planet Earth, it'd be America.
Okay. So I'm going to read 4 and 5 real quick, because the reason why I went there verse 4 says, "Then whosoever heareth a sound of the trumpet,"
Mm-hmm.
right, as a dark
Beautiful.
saying the prophets, right,
Mhm.
and taketh
Beautiful.
not warning. If the
Right.
sword come and take him away, his blood shall be upon his own head.
Hmm.
Verse 5, he heard the sound of the trumpet and took not warning. His blood shall be upon him. But he that taketh warning shall deliver his soul. So this basically, we want our soul to be delivered. So we're doing what the Lord said do. And
That's
that's
right.
warning the people. And we're basically getting blood off our hands, right, by doing this. Okay? But the apostles, elders says, if a Negro can't get it, just move on.
That's right.
Yep.
Yep.
All right.
I got one real quick in the same book.
Real quick, shalom to the brother Dawad.
Shalom, Dawad.
Shalom. Mhm. I got one real quick in the same book, the 38th chapter. We know that we are in the time of the fourth beast, dreadful and terrible. And of course, here Ezekiel 38 is set up right now to go up according to the prophets of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. So I have Ezekiel 38:17. Okay, and it reads, "Thus saith Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, by the Lord of power, art thou he of whom I have spoken in old time by my servants, the prophets of Yashar Allah." Okay, so I brought that precept out to show the Lord is only dealing with the prophets, starting with the apostles and elders of the house of David, the great millstone, right? His chief office, okay, which prophesy in those days, many years, that I would bring thee against them. Okay, so yes, we are in this time, and this book, and with all the events that are pumping up, the Lord is pumping it up, right? So I'm going to leave it at that. We might have to come back to the verses to follow, because brother brought it up to show the Lord's power and how he's going to demonstrate it not only outwardly, but through his servants, the prophets. Okay, so that's all I got with Ezekiel 38:17.
Okay, Con. So I got this clip here. This is from elder out there in I think North Carolina or South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, South Carolina. GMS South Carolina. So subscribe and be edified. But so I'm gonna play these two clips. He has a clip here that he runs for like the first minute and 20 seconds going into that persecution. The persecution against the hidden ones.
We must reject the perennial prophets of doom and their predictions of the...
And someone look up perennial too, Baba Kasha.
Apocalypse. They are the heirs of yesterday's foolish fortune tellers, and I have prophets of doom. We must reject the perennial prophets of doom and their predictions of the...
And this was 2 years ago, 2020.
Apocalypse.
Oh, 4 years ago, Salaker.
They are the heirs of yesterday's foolish fortune tellers, and I have them, and you have them, and we all have them. And they want this ugly, but we don't let that happen. They predicted an overpopulation crisis in the 1960s, mass starvation in the 70s, and an end of oil in the 1990s. These alarmists always demand the same thing: absolute power to dominate, transform, and control every aspect of our lives. We will never let radical socialists destroy our economy, wreck our country, or eradicate our...
And obviously, for those of us that are in the know, you know who he's talking to. Right, his message is from... it really rolls down from the top international bankers of Esau Edom. Right, and as you know, talking to the hidden ones, right, starting with the whole full left, the prophets, right, and he's using buzzwords, right, radicalists, social radicalists, prophets of doom, these perennial prophets, right, and these are going to be terms that we're going to hear and see, and we're going to hear all kinds of different terms really coming down the pipe because this guy's going to demonize,
Mhm.
as is set up for him to do, right, via prophecy, the prophets. And a lot of Israelite prophets that you see with the most followers and most views are going to fall off. Damn near all of those guys are going to fall off, because this thing, you see, salvation has never been about the majority. It's always been about a remnant. All right, and the elect is few, right? So when you see these prophets among Israel with the largest following, you know, they have no idea the demise that's coming down for them if they don't have the whole full elect. Okay, this devil is plotting, and now we look at, you know, Trump being the president-elect. He has all the pieces together, right? He won, I think, in four sections. That he won at the Senate, he won the popular vote, he won the electoral, you know. But he basically, we know he's a puppet put into place, right? But this devil's letting you know that he's coming down, that he's going to get ready to come down with great wrath.
Hey, listen, every time these guys speak, man, they bury themselves more and more, right? Hey, Trump, before you say perennial, man, you should know what it means. You really don't know what it means. I have the word, brother, whenever you're ready.
Okay, Con, let me finish this up and then you bring up that word.
Take your time.
The Middle East is rapidly changing. You know, there are prophets that say the world will come to an end in the Middle East. You know that, right? And we have weapons today that are so scary. When you look, I rebuilt them all. And when you look at the weapons we have today, the biggest threat we have in the world today is nuclear weapons. And we have other weapons too that are devastating. But the nuclear weapons, the biggest threat we have in the world today, and that's what.
Right? So you heard it from the serpent smoke. There are prophets that say that the world will end in the Middle East, right? And what Israelite camp or group that says that? Okay, so obviously these devils know. They know what's up. They know that we know. Obviously, they watch all the videos, right? And again, they're plotting against the hidden ones. And this is nothing to alarm the hopeful elect. This is just more so for us to get excited, because the closer and closer we get, along in these prophecies, the closer we're getting to the salvation, right? And the destruction of this man's rulership, ultimately. Of course, going in with the mindset that hopefully that we're of that number, we're of the hopeful elect. Because there's no going back now, man. There never has been, but even more so now than before. So you get that word.
I have a precept.
Con, let him get perennial first.
Okay, real quick. Yeah, so I got it from the Etem Online. It says 1640 of plants or leaves, and then it gives evergreen. Okay, it says in bracket a sense of a sense now obsolete. Okay, brackets formed in English from the Latin perennius, lasting through the year or years. Okay, from through, forward, hence through. Okay, the botanical sense of remaining alive through more than 2 years, right? This is what they put. Is attested from the 1670s of Springs. And here's the second part now of 1670. Lasting or continuing without cessation through a year or many years. Okay,
right.
and now,
So obviously it's talking about this word, right? The prophecies that are written in this book are what? They're what's the word? Perennial. They're perennial,
perennial,
right?
right?
They have been lasting. They've been tried, tested, and found to be true, and they're being found to be even more true each and every day. When you look at all the events that have taken place, right? And who's at the behest of who? Of Yahweh Bashim Mashah, by
right.
his mouthpiece, right? Which are the prophets.
That's
We're
right.
set up to let you know what's coming down the pipe, man. Because when it comes, that's it. There's no more of this that we're doing, and that's right around the corner.
The final part, the figurative meaning, enduring, permanent.
Yep.
Hey, Trump, you keep speaking. You're fulfilling your role. It's from the 1750s, related perennially from vow change, see botanicals. Now, let me say this to you, for you folks at home, right? We have gardens and we plant. And if you plant onions, that's a perennial. Okay, and all you got to do is look up the word because it gives you the meaning there. You plant it and you can rake it up and you don't have to plant it again. It just comes up. That's what perennial is. So this guy, he's permitted to do what he's supposed to do, all right? And they're carnal. They love to kill the flesh. That's what they're about.
On that?
Yeah, no, that's it. I just want to bring out the word of perennial in regards to the plant. You cannot die.
Con.
Anyway,
That's
all I got.
Or Mayan, go ahead. Slacker.
Bring it up.
This is Psalms 55:21.
Mhm.
It reads, "The words of his mouth were smoother than butter,
Mhm.
but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords." Yeah, which is pretty much what he's saying just now, because he's saying that they have many different types of weapons, especially the most destructive one is nuclear weapons. So that is that sword, you know?
Yep. And he's a nationalist all the way.
Mhm.
You know, Biden was someone that was he took on the role as a globalist, and you know that's why he was doing a lot of different backdoor deals and setting up foundations that were funneling money, you know, cartel money, drug money, whatever kind of money, you know. And but Trump, he has that character of he's putting on that character of being only for America. So he's a nationalist, right? So he'll do anything, he'll do whatever it takes, or he's set up to do whatever it takes to put America on. They give America the false hope of standing back up above all the other nations again, like he wants. You know, America's still that top dog right now. Don't get it twisted, but it doesn't have the same sway and power that it used to have a couple decades ago. Of course, you know.
I got a precept for you.
Con.
Actually, two precepts, both in the book of Psalms. First one being 52 and verse 1. Since Trump, you know, is at the forefront right now, and he's basically fulfilling this prophecy of being proud. So Psalm 52 and 1 reads, "Why boastest thou thyself in mischief, O mighty man? The goodness of Yahweh endureth continually." So whatever you think you can stop, you can't. You two are in the bounds of prophecy, right? You cannot overstep what was given to you and what was outlined in the book. Okay, so your boasting is basically in vain, which leads me to Psalms 94 and 4, and it reads, "How long shall they utter and speak hard things?" And that would be the mindset of righteous men, right? This is what we are asking Yahweh Shem Shai. How long will you let these damn heathens, especially you Edomites, right, be in the power position where you can come out and make those bold statements about what weapons you have? Those are archaic, based on what the Most High has in store for you. Those are old technology you have, right? You're boasting in your foolishness. All right. So again, how long shall they utter and speak hard things, and all workers of iniquity boast themselves? All right. So you can hear this man in his tone, the tonality, right, that he has. It's based on, sure, look what I can do. Negro, the most Southern show you, what, you know what I'm saying? Because they're the new Negroes, man. They're the new black people, right? They're the ones. Okay. Yeah. We've outgrown that term, black people, to what? The forebearers of light, man. We're the real Illuminati on the right-hand side.
It's true.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's true, man.
That's the end of that, brother. Thank you.
Yep. And just to quote, to back you up, because there's a scripture, you know, Jake. Oh, they said they were a part of the Illuminati. GMS said that. Nah, man. Well, hey, when you go into that word, you'll see what the brother's talking about. 1 and 2, the scriptures say that the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom, right?
Right.
So the men of the Lord that fear the Lord, they are the true illuminated ones.
That's
They're the
right.
true enlightened ones, man.
That's right.
That's right. And
I want to bring a.
no,
Go ahead. You want me to quick
bring it
point?
up. No, go ahead.
Okay.
So,
I want to bring
go
a
ahead,
quick
brother.
precept out here from the comment board.
Bring it up.
And then this is from Brother Require Flowing Book, Shalom Mark, and Shalom as well to the other brothers and sisters on the comment board. You know, Ariad's on there as well, Shalom. But this is 1 Corinthians 1 and 27. But Yahweh, Bashim Yoshai, hath chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. And the foolish things, all right, are the things that are disregarded. And the one thing that's most disregarded in this society or in this world, in this kingdom, is the words, the judgments, and the statute of commandments of Yahweh Bashim Yoshai. And us Israelites. Okay, and even more so the elect, because the elect are hated by the world, and they're hated by their own people, man. So they're even more hated than anybody else. So these are the foolish things that the Lord has chosen, right, to confound the wise. And you see where the wise there is lowercase w. So that's a base level kind of wisdom, knowledge, which is the knowledge of Esau Edom, right? He's a proud man. This is the pride of that heart that shall deceive thee. And Yahweh has chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty. And the weak things, again, us. Because, listen, we're completely reliable on relying on Yahweh Bashim Yashai. There is nothing for us, you know, going back. There's no turning back. There's no looking back. There's nothing for us in Esau Edom's kingdom. We've already tossed everything away, right? And when all hell breaks loose and this man comes down, all right, with that fierce wrath that the Most High will put the spirit on him to have, we're going to call upon Yahweh Bashim Yashai. All right, those of us that have the whole full elect, in whatever scenario we're in. So again, that's the weak goes into us being completely reliant. We can't do anything of our own power. The Lord said that we're worms. That's right. Jacob, thou worm. That's it on that though. That's a good precept.
A quick one. This is Job 14 and 5 because it came out, right? It says, seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. Now, I brought that precept out just to show that this man was selected and elected by the Lord. And he was appointed, not anointed. There's a difference when you go into it, right? You perform a work on the left-hand side, and the wicked, their days are determined. Now, you can take it further and understand that it also applies to it applies to everyone else in terms of we have bounds. But the difference here, we know that it's speaking about Esau Edom, the wicked, because the operative word is appointed, not anointed. He's appointed, and this whole country and the rest of them, they think this guy's a prophet. He's going to save the whole world. Anyway, that's all I got on that.
Call it Captain Hope.
Yeah, that's it.
I want to read this real quick. This is from Khan Slack. Let me read this real quick.
Yeah.
Real quick. This is a really good one. Just going back to the point perennial. This is a good precept. GMS only for the elect Ba. Isaiah 40 and 8. The grass withereth and the flower fadeth, but the word of our power, Yahweh Bashim Yahshai, shall stand forever.
That's right.
So perennial, man. The perennial prophets are the prophets that have the word, the true word of Yahweh Bashim Yahshai. That's the everlasting word, man. It's permanent.
That's right.
Go ahead, yo, what's up?
Yeah, it's just grabbing. I was gonna grab the two of them, but I'll just grab one of them for the word illuminated in Hebrews 10 and 32. But call to remembrance the former days in which, after ye were illuminated, ye endured a great night of afflictions.
Beautiful. That's right. After we were illuminated.
just to debunk you scoffers out there.
Con. Yep. Beautiful. And I got one, another one real quick too. This is before we move on to this next clip, getting into the topic of detention camps and the MOTB, which the persecution of the hidden ones, i.e. the elect, the hopeful elect, and then also Israel, and the detention camps and MOTB, all that is comprised as Jacob's trouble that swims into each other. It links into each other, man. Because remember, the scripture talk about perplexities, right? So there's going to be so much chaos and so much things going on all at once. People are going to be driven to madness because they're not going to have answers, So I want to get this. This is concerning the plot against the hidden ones. We all know this precept, Psalms 83 and 3. In the NLT, it says they devise crafty schemes. They devise crafty schemes against your people. They conspire against your precious ones, right? So that's a division. The people of the Lord is Israel. The precious ones of the Lord are the elect of Israel. It says, come, they say, let us wipe out Israel as a nation. We will destroy the very memory of its existence. And that's always been the MO of the top of the international bankers of Esau Edom, ever since they stepped on this side of the world. It's always been the MO for them to eradicate. And this has been a century long plan, like maybe almost 3 centuries. You can even take it further back to Jacob and Esau in the womb, or Abel and Cain. But there's always been a perpetual hatred for this man towards Israel, and the Most High set it up that way. But majority of Israel are not going to see it until it's too late. So there's going to be a lot of bloodshedding, right? A lot of destruction, all because of, again, the Lord says, "For my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge." And this time it's going to be because you ignored the knowledge. It's not even that you didn't have it. It was right in front of your face, on your phone, on your iPad, on your laptop, 24/7. 365 for decades. Okay, so it says here, as a nation they exist, verse 5. Yes, this was their unanimous decision, right? So these devils, man, the top banking elites, they get together and they conspire of how they can take out, the prophets, right? The true ones, right? And all these elites of all these nations go into the CFR, Council of Foreign Relations, the League of Nations, United Nations, what all these different foundations or global foundations are set up for. They're set up for to plan and devise schemes against the Israelites. Okay, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And it says, yes, this was their unanimous decision. They signed a treaty as allies against you. And then it goes into all the different allies. All right, so that's it for me there.
Baba Kishak, can I just bring this out because this man just finished speaking, and I'm just going to go to the Bible. I'm just going to read it in regards to Jacob and Esau, if I may. Genesis 27, just 2 precepts in regards to the issue of in regards to Jacob and Esau, this struggle, okay, that the Lord set up. So this is Genesis 27, 41 and 42. I'm just going to read 2. It explains itself. You folks can, at home, you can go back and look at this to understand where we are. It says, Esau held a grudge against Jacob because of the blessing of his father had given him. He said to himself, the days of mourning for my father are near. Then I will kill my brother, Jacob. Okay?
Con.
You know what?
That's right.
I'm going to stop right there. You guys can read the rest at home. Go into the story and understand where you are and what you see that's going to fulfill before your eyes in regards to the work of Satan or the deceiver. Same thing anyway, adversary. That's all I got, brother.
Mayan, I know you have some.
Oh yeah, I wanted to grab Proverbs 12 and 5. I'm going to read down to 7. It reads, the thoughts of the righteous are right, but the counsels of the wicked are deceit. And we can see this because they're lying. All your secret meetings they have is just to conquer and defeat and to destroy, and mostly the elect, right? Verse 6, the words of the wicked.
And you know what? Slaka. And I have to, Slaka, brother. And you also need to mention too, because what you said is true. And they never counted on us waking up to the truth, because we have the blueprint and the script to what they're actually doing. And we've always had it. They know that, but we never were able to. There was a time where we couldn't understand it. The spirit wasn't given out that. And then, obviously through Alpha Bibbins onto now, the apostles and others on down, we actually can look into the blueprint, and we have the codes, we have the secrets. So they never counted on us waking up to that. So they're dumbfounded watching us break down their demise, go into their history, call them out by name, say this, say that,
And this is the reason why he went on, he said what he said just now, that, prophets are speaking about the doom of the Middle East, but he's probably trying to say it's not going to happen. But like you said, we have the blueprint. We can actually see what's going to happen.
Right. Well, he said the end of the world. He said prophets are saying that the end of the world will come in the Middle East. And that's we have that prophecy, Ezekiel 38.
Yeah. Well, the main reason why they say that is because, remember, they're not spiritual. So, like you just mentioned about, they never thought that we would have woke up, because that's being carnal, right? Because they think that, we must be in the servant the whole time, and then we can't get up to rise up to know that, okay, we're Israelites now, so shit got to stop. Right?
Yeah,
they're looking at that, and then on the fact that in the Middle East they think it's not going to happen because it pops off every now and then, which is spiritual, and then it quiets down because they say this type of treaty. We'll stop you. We'll thing, but that shit ain't gonna work soon, because the shit keeps on popping off, and then they keep on one backs for them or whatever. Or they give them a gift to destroy them, like they try to appease them, and then it pops off again. Why is that happening? Because it's spiritual. Because Moses already wrote it down that this shit's gonna go down whether you like it or not.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah. Verse 6. Proverbs 12, verse 6, it reads, the words of the wicked are to lie in wait for blood, but the mouth of the upright shall deliver them. Right? And verse 7, which is the final precept, the wicked are overthrown and are not, but the house of the righteous shall stand. And we know this is going to happen, because after the destruction comes, we know that they're going to be taken down. They're going to be placed in slavery.
Yeah. And we're going to be given the power. That's why they're going to be going to slavery. We're going to be given power to put you down. And that's the only thing the world is really it's the only thing the world really understands is power. And right now we don't have it. We have it by the way of this truth. Okay, this is the first form of spiritual power, is understanding the words of Yahweh Bashem El Shai.
Okay.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it for me.
All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this clip, first 3 minutes, and
see two different policy ideas, if you can call them that, from what would be Donald Trump's second term have leaked. Each is more horrifying than the last.
And Salak, I gotta say also, these videos that are being used in this video, I do not claim any ownership of them. I'm not making no money off of them, and it's only being used for educational purposes at all. So this is fair use, fair use, fair use.
Let's start with immigration. Trump and allies are planning militarized mass deportations and detention camps. This should not be swept under the rug. I know we're all desensitized from the last insane 7 years of this nonsense. The guy who was part of the movement that said Obama was going to do FEMA camps, and Obama was going to do this and that. It is Trump who is looking to militarize deportations and create detention camps. And remember, he's told us that he wants homeless camps, camps of all kinds. Washington Post reports, as president, Trump sought to use military planes.
So for those of you at home, all right, it should make sense as to why this devil is allowing all these migrants to come in. Okay, it all goes back to his tactic of chaos or order out of chaos, bring and create the chaos so he can install his order. And funny enough, all these migrants are running into Canada too, over here. And they've been running over into here. And not Trudeau, but what's his name? Ford. I posted in the chat. Ford signed a deal with what's his name? Elon Musk. All right, on his Starlink system.
Yeah,
So
internet.
it's internet, yeah, Starlink internet. So all this new technology that's being portrayed as a life-saving wisdom or life-saving technology, miracles, like the scriptures say, this is all lies and deceit, because you're going to need the MOTB to get access to these things eventually.
Cause and effect.
For
Yeah, exactly.
deportation. Now, he and his allies are talking about a new effort that current and former officials warn could be impractical and dangerous. Aides and officials spoke privately about detaining migrants on military bases and flying them out of the country on military planes, ideas that the Pentagon headed off. This was back in 2018 and 2019. Trump was, quote, obsessed with having the military involved, said a former senior administration official speaking on the condition of anonymity. Trump is again planning to do this if he becomes president. Quote, Americans can expect that immediately upon Trump's return to the Oval Office, he will restore all of his prior policies, implement brand new crackdowns that will send shockwaves to all the world's criminal smugglers, and marshal every federal and state power necessary to institute the largest deportation operation in American history. His aides and the people around him are admitting he is planning to militarize that and going to do mass deportations, the likes of which we have never seen before. This is all real, and we know it's real because Trump has talked about this stuff.
The apostles made it known that there's people who are coming into this country who are up the tribes, and they're either coming here for judgment or for mercy. Okay, so it also speaks in how Trump is and people like him, that they're hypocrites because they're not native to this land. This is not so-called Europeans' land, right? They came here illegally, more so than the tribes. So this side of the world was given to us by Yahweh Shem Yahushai.
Yeah, right? Well, they infiltrated this place, really.
I got a precept.
Yeah.
Proverbs 11 and verse 8, and it reads, "The righteous is delivered out of trouble." Right, and you mentioned earlier about Jacob's trouble, right? Mm-hmm. So this is basically pursuant, right, to the prequel, right? There's a prequel to the sequel is, I guess, judgment or redemption. Okay, so the righteous are coming here to be redeemed, and the wicked is coming here to be for trouble.
That's right.
And the wicked cometh in his stead. Verse 9. And hypocrite, which is you, Donald Trump, and people like him, with his mouth destroyeth his neighbor, and her neighbor would be someone of the same stock, right? The same lineage. And believe Jacob and Esau were brothers, man.
That's right.
So this hypocrite is basically speaking against his mother's son. All
yep.
Right?
That's right.
But through knowledge shall the just be delivered, and that's why we don't take sides. We're just here to report the news. We're the newscasters on the right hand side, right? And we're using the Bible to bring forth light, right, and clarity.
That's right, exactly. Because all this is beautiful point. Because all this that's happening is prophecy, right? You made the great point that we're not taking either sides because they're gonna make it look like we are, but we're not. That's why we make it clear with our words. We're letting you know all the hoopla and events that you see take place on earth, whether you hear about it, watch it on the news, or whatever, it's all Bible prophecy. Yahweh Shem Shai is getting ready to be glorified throughout the whole earth once again and forevermore. So great things are going to be happening real soon, man.
You know,
Great things.
we're just forecasting in the spirit. You know, we're like basically spiritual weathermen. You
That's
know,
right.
but before in Noah's days, it rained, right? And Noah's being basically the forecaster. Like if you watch the news now, you see something happen in Portugal, something happen in different parts of the world.
Yep.
Best believe that's how it was in Noah's time.
Oh,
like
yeah.
it wasn't just a group of conglomerates in one area, right?
Yeah.
Just imagine back then, people say, "Yo, you see the rain in such and such, and the
Yep.
rain in such and such." And the most says,
Yep.
letting them have it,
That's
right?
right.
So the both sides basically set up for a new rain, which is gonna be the missiles, man. All
That's
right.
right. The rain of the missiles. That's a topic. The rain of the missiles.
Call it the land of rain.
Kazak, did you read verse 10?
I can read it. When it goeth well with the righteous, the city rejoiceth.
Mhm.
And when the wicked perish, there is shouting. Okay, so basically,
Fine.
we're the one, you know, that are
Shouting.
Yeah, we're shouting for Yahweh and Shai to do as he pleases, right? Let it be so.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
One man is shouting carnally, and the other man is shouting spiritually. Go figure.
I read an article earlier today, and just a tiny bit, and it read, when we criticize the system, the people, our people as well, they get offended. And one of the reasons why they get offended is because they are intertwined with this system. So they feel like we are actually criticizing them, but because they're so intertwined with the system, it's a feeling. They're going to feel that way because they identify with the system. You get me?
Right, but you know what? It's facts. It's the truth. What they're feeling is the harsh pain of the truth, because you are the system, you know. And the economy starts with the people, and this is a wicked economy.
Yes,
you know, that's a very good point you brought out, because they are very intertwined with the system. So when we chant, we're the prophets of doom, chanting down and shouting down Babylon the Great, and everybody's like, "Yo, let's kill these guys." They're saying that that we're going to be destroyed. You know, some of you black women are saying that you're going to wake up in slavery. You know what I mean? All because, you know, Kamala Harris didn't get up into office. And really, what you're saying in the spirit is that you don't want to return to being in subject under your man. That's how the Most High set it up. All right, so we're those prophets letting everybody know that everything is going back to how it was during the time of Adam, and it's going to even be better than that. And everybody else is like, hell no, we don't want that. It's funny. That was it on that, Doc?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, I'm gonna play the rest of this.
Before. Here's just one example. Trump talking about the homeless camps. He said this sort of thing dozens of times.
Ban urban camping wherever possible. Violators of these bans will be arrested, but they will be given the option.
Carefully, they will be arrested, but there'll be the option to accept treatment and services. You know, these are all talks for MOTB. That's what's going to be happening in these concentration camps. You get picked up. You know, you are a so-called T, right? And they put you in, do whatever they want with you, and you have a choice to make. Whether you're going to partake of this man's system, you want to get back out to your life, and your kids, and your wife, and everything else that you were used to, you got to take this. Okay?
Yeah.
If they're willing to be bans, will be arrested, but they will be given the option to accept.
They did this in Ackricville up in Nova Scotia. So when Jake was not a part of the system over there, we were living off the land. They came, the bulldozers and bulldozer over the houses and everything. They were trying to give them the option. Yeah, you can take the welfare and all of the shit. So they're trying to force feed it down their throat. Then they just came in on a certain day and just bulldoze over everything to push them into the system. So you had to rely on Esau.
Well, they did that with the train. Remember the train situation a couple of years ago? I don't know if brothers remember that. They made a movie off of it. The white noise.
Yes.
Same.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Remember that? They did that, and then Hawaii. Look what they did with Hawaii. You know. So yeah.
Wherever possible. Violators of these bans will be arrested, but they will be given the option to accept treatment and services if they're willing to be rehabilitated. Many of them don't want that.
That concept.
We'll give them the option. Then open up large
Yep.
parcels of inexpensive land, bring in doctors, psychiatrists, social workers, and drug rehab specialists, and create 10 cities where the homeless can be relocated and their problems identified. But we'll open up our cities again, make them livable, and make them beautiful.
Okay. So now, Malaki, you're gonna like this clip. This is a clip that you've been telling me about for years now.
Let's bring it up. Fair use.
But this was
Wait.
so it says here Trump on the biometric entry exit visa tracking system. So this is in 2016, if I'm not mistaken. So yes, 2016. So this is when he just got in.
Yeah, he just got in. He was going to be inaugurated in a few weeks later. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah.
We will finally complete the biometric entry exit visa tracking system, which we need desperately.
Certainly. Bring it.
For years, Congress has required biometric entry exit visa has never been completed. The politicians are all talk, no action, never happens. Hillary Clinton, all talk. Unfortunately, when there is action, it's always the wrong decision. Do you ever notice? In my administration, we will ensure that this system is in place. And I will tell you, it will be on land, it will be on sea, it will be in air. We will have a proper tracking system.
Yeah, so he's saying it's going to be all over the place, the whole world, global, right? And, you know, the precept that should stick to mind is Revelation 13, okay? He causes all small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, right, to receive an M-A-R-K, foreheads. It's a good precept here, real quick, from Pillars of Benjamin, Shalom. Job 15:5. For thy mouth uttereth thine iniquity, and thou choosest the tongue of the crafty. Verse 6, it says, thine own mouth condemneth thee, and not I. Yea, thine own lips testify against thee. And that's why they want to get rid of the prophets off the internet. Because what are we doing? We pull up clips and other Edomites ratting on Edomites, you know, tying it to the scriptures, right? Some of the prophets have thousands of followers. We're watched by all kinds of different people, you know. So we're pulling up all this evidence, and Esau, we're making Esau bare, right? We're uncovering the locks, stripping down this hole, for lack of a better term, you know, with this truth, with this truth.
That's right.
A quick precept, really quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Proverbs 19, verse 20. Hear counsel and receive instruction, that thou mayest be wise in thy latter end. And that's very straightforward, man. This is going out to the man of the Lord, right? To hear counsel, right, from up on high, that we may be wise in the latter end, and we're now in the latter end. Okay, so this is touching the MOTB that has nothing to do with us, and we shall not partake in such
odious works.
Odious works.
Odious works.
What for that, you know?
Gone.
I got a precept just to go back you up, Ahmad. This is 2 Corinthians 10:4-6. It reads, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty in Yahweh for pulling down strongholds. And when you look at that word, when you look at the word strongholds, when you look at the word strongholds, it means a place that has been fortified so as to protect it against attack, right?
Woo!
And continuing, casting down arguments, which is what we're doing daily with the videos that we're playing, bringing out precepts to bring them down, casting down arguments and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of Yahweh.
That's right.
Mhm.
So that means the whole world is supposed to and will come under the subjection of the laws of Yahweh Bashem El Shai.
God.
All right. And the people that are going to administer those laws are the Israelites, starting with the elect. That's the new age that we're coming to. The age of the Israelites.
That is-
Yahweh Bashem El Shai.
That is the new world order that we're looking for.
Yeah. Khan. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It says, casting down arguments and every I think that exalts itself against the knowledge of Yahweh, bringing
Yep.
every thought into captivity to the obedience of Yahweh Shai.
Right. And that's beautiful, man. That's so beautiful because remember, Psalms 2, it says, free us from the shackles and chains of Yahweh. Right. So we're everything when you look at it as like an illustration, it's like those confetti box, when you wind it up and then everything just pops out of place. That's what Esau's that kid that keeps winding it, and everything popped out of place. Well, we're putting everything back into that box, that perfectly shaped box, which is the truth, right? And putting everything in order. And that's what they don't want. They don't want that. That's why when they counsel with each other with the Council for Foreign Relations. Yeah, Thawada, Foreign Relations, United Nations, all these Davos meetings. This is what they're talking about because they're going back to the records, to the history, and saying this is what the prophecies say. They have their witches conjuring up demons, and demons are telling them the prophecies, right? Because they work for the Lord anyways, and telling them, yeah, this is what's going to happen. And they're counseling, what should we do? Because we don't want to be under these people's feet.
The last part of this, it says, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Yahweh Shai, and verse 6, and having in a readiness to revenge all disobedience when your obedience is fulfilled.
Right.
Yeah, that's it.
Right. And defend against all of disobedience is really talking about when we come back in our bodies, because it says that will happen when our obedience has been fulfilled. And our obedience will be fulfilled when we have a crown, when Yahweh Shai crowns us and says, well done, my good servant. Boom. You see? And also I also have to mention that everything I said earlier, that also pertains to us first. We're casting down, our own thoughts to the obedience of Yahweh Bashem El Shai. Okay. That was it on that?
Yes, that's it.
Okay, I'll play a little bit more of this clip. This is the last clip.
Approximately half of new illegal immigrants came on temporary visas and then never, ever left. Why should they? Nobody's telling them to leave. Stay as long as you want. We'll take care of you. Beyond violating our laws, visa overstays pose, and they really are a big problem, pose a substantial threat to national security. The 9/11 Commission said that this tracking system should be a high priority and would have assisted law enforcement and intelligence officials in August and September 2001 in conducting a search for two of the 9/11 hijackers that were in the United States on expired visas. And you know what that would have meant, what that could have meant. Wouldn't that have been wonderful, right? What that could have meant. Last year alone, nearly 500,000 individuals overstayed their temporary visas, removing.
Yeah, well, that's basically it. The main point is that he's always been pushing for the biometric device. Okay, all these devils are, all the different politicians, all these technocrats. Trump made a new government, government. What do you call it? Sector, a new government sector called the government efficiency sectors, if I'm not mistaken. And Elon Musk and this other billionaire sit on the head of that new division, a department, the government efficiency department. That's what he did. He made a new government department. And Elon Musk has been on the YouTube and on many different platforms, letting you know what he's into and what he's all about with this biometric device, man. He will tell you they're all about merging man with machine. That's what it's been. It's all leading to the artificial blessing.
That's right.
Well, that's why the psalmist asked Yahweh Bashem Shai to cast down the sword, the wicked.
That's right.
Right?
Mhm.
That's right. That's right.
So that's us asking to be delivered, man, because what's coming up on this earth is gonna be some perilous times, man.
Man.
Right?
Right.
Ain't nothing
Man.
to scoff at.
Gone. Serious business, man. Real serious. Yo, Sop, you wanted to say something?
No, I was just saying that he's a technocrat or a techno sorcerer.
Yeah.
He knows certain codes of with the computer and shit. So he's a damn sorcerer.
Yeah.
That's right.
Bill Gates too. Kill Gates, all those guys.
Yeah, he said it. He said he's going to make it law.
Coming
Just
with his robot army. You brothers remember seeing the video 2 months ago about that Jake saying about he's working like 12-hour shifts. He can't show you what's going on in the place where he's working, but he was outside taking work, and he was telling you that they're technicians making these robots.
Well, he just had a party where he was displaying all his robots and shit, and all the celebrities were there. So it's out there, man. And they've actually done tests where they have these robots in the stands at different like football games and whatnot, and like they have like a partial skin. And hey, man, if you didn't know, like if they didn't zoom in, and if this skin wasn't partial, because obviously you can see the robot side, if it was fully attached, you would not know. You would not know. Just like you don't know from a male to female, you wouldn't know from a machine to a human. It would everything's gonna be blended, complete chaos.
Well, you remember this man as another name, the deceiver.
That's right. That's right.
So he's made perfect in the wickedness, so to cause you to believe that what you're looking at is what you're looking at. Guess what? The Most High has blessed them with that, man.
Fucking devil, man.
That's right.
I got this real quick. This is 2nd Ezra 16 and 70 in the GNT. In many places near the cities, there will be violent persecution against those who fear the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahshua. And feel free, brothers, to chime in. The attackers will act like wild people.
Well, he's known as a wild man, right? So he's going to be acting as himself. That's when he's going to show his true colors, because at that point he wanted to hide his identity, right? He's going to show his natural brute beast state.
That's right. That's right. It says the attackers will.
They were showing themselves during this election, man. These Edomite men, they were showing who they were. Like if anybody had to do with Kamala, they were up in the black woman's face. There was endless amount of videos, man.
Yeah. And it says here, verse 71. The attackers will act like wild people. They will plunder and destroy without pity all those who still fear the Lord. Yahweh Hashem Yahshua.
So they're the eyes set on the prophets.
That's right.
Right, because we don't want to fear the Lord, right? The Most High set up a few men, right? Looking for a few good men, and he's found them, right? Because the Lord knows who it is from the get-go, from the jump. The Lord set aside a certain amount of spirits, right? Who should be redeemed from the earth. So just like how we have eyes and we read, and they watch us, so they know what we're saying is true, right? As we know what they're saying are lies. So everything is balanced and opposed each other, man. Light versus darkness. Us being the light, them being the one in the dark.
Yeah. Oh man, that's a spirit, brother. Because as I read this, I'm just meditating on something. So I'm going to read this first. It says, they will turn them out of their homes and will take away their possessions. Right. So what I was just thinking, based upon what the brother just said too, is that so we have to get ready to lose. All right, we're gonna lose everything that we have in this society or in this flesh, but we're gonna be gaining in the spirit and gaining in faith. Right. So that's like that paradigm that you were just breaking down. The light versus good. So we're gonna be losing in the world, which is fine because we're gonna be gaining in faith and in the spirit. Both can't co-inhabit together. You can't love one or you can't love both at the same time. You got to have one or the other.
Yeah.
That's right. They can't hug and kiss. No way.
Right. And it's not going to be, listen, it's not going to feel good. That's another thing. We're not telling you, yes, you got to be confident and you know, and bold in Yahweh Hashem Yahshua, but you have to also be realistic. You know, you can't be fool. You can't be a fool because it's not going to feel good. You see why? Because we're in the flesh. Yahweh himself, when he went up, he didn't feel good, but he did because it was a duty. He understood the mission, right? And he was fully persuaded in his mind, just like the rest of the apostles on down. Right. So that's why, you know, the apostles and the elders are constantly, and the rest of the brothers were constantly letting you know and letting each other know how serious, all right, of a thing this is. Very, very serious. Something that you got to meditate and contemplate every single day. Verse 73, it says, for 72, they will turn them out of their homes and take away all their possessions, right? Remember, family members are possessions too. It says they will be this will be the time of testing for my chosen people. Right? So what we have to keep in mind is when we're in those situations, Yahweh Bashim Yashai Rataza, he put the spirit in us to remember these words, that this is just a test. All right. And that's what keeps you spiritual. And it says, this will be the time of testing for my chosen people, and they will prove to be as pure as refined gold.
And remember, it says it pleases the Lord to bruise him. Right. And I speak of his son, say, hey, when Esau put him size 13 in your face and step on your ears and start squishing, you know what I'm saying? Remember that. Okay. It won't feel good.
It's true. Yeah, you're right. You're right. And remember, the apostles, they were beat, they were whipped, you know, stoned. Yeah.
So just remember, and it says that Yahweh Shai is a man that cannot lie.
Yeah.
You know. So when you get a size 14 kick with the steel toe boots in your stomach, right?
Yeah. remember the scriptures.
You know.
Yep. And it goes on to say, that's funny. But listen to what the Lord Yahweh Bashim Shai says. My chosen people, the time of terrible suffering is near, but I will rescue you. Don't be afraid or have any doubts. So again, we're giving you the reality of the truth, or the reality of the scriptures. We're not casting doubt. We're just giving the reality. You still got to be confident with all this stuff being said, man, because the Most High will come through. And then you have your own testimony. You have your own relationship and walk with the Lord to further prove that the Lord will always be there for you. You see? That's why if you were faking the funk and you're being a phony, your ass is done. You're finished. Because what are you going to lean back on? In your mind, what are you going to go back to? You've been faking it the whole time.
That's right.
You have no real experiences to get you through Jacob's trouble.
That's right.
Yeah, and we will need story time in the kingdom, man. You know, you mean, hey, what do you do? You have story time with brothers.
Right.
Well, man. Not just the story time, that the names that are written in the book, right? Those ones who are counted worthy that serve the Yahushua unto death, right? Because there's gonna be certain brothers that are gonna be martyrs, and then certain brothers that actually seen the fall of Babylon, you know,
all the way through,
beamed up into the chariot. Scarcely saved, right? Seeing man's catching on fire, the same man's that scoffed at the word, and it's a nigger getting beamed up. While this guy's getting scorched by by 100 million kelvins.
Right. Hey, and I got to say this too, man. This is why it's very important for all of us to shoot. Damn it, just left me. How does that happen? Damn, you just made a point that really struck a chord with me, but now it just left me. So Lord willing, comes back.
Basically about thing there, Wisdom 5, about being Wisdom 5:5 believes being the enemies beholding you, calling you a nigger.
Yeah.
Oh, this guy's getting beamed up. What the hell? You know?
Yep. Okay, let me finish it up. I don't remember, but Lord willing, it comes back. All right, what's up? It says, verse 74, but listen to what the Lord Yahweh Bashim Shai says. My chosen people, the time of terrible suffering is near, but I will rescue you. Don't be afraid or have any doubts. I am your power, and I will lead you. Right? So miracles are going to be made and displayed, okay, for the whole full elect. If you keep my laws and commandments, says the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Shai, which is what what Yahweh Shai told us, love the Lord with all your heart and your soul and your mind, and as well as love your brother as you love yourself, man. So you must not let your sins weigh you down or control you. Those who are chained by their sins overwhelm. Oh, that's the spirit. What I was going to say earlier is that we also all our many trials and tribulations, or personal trials and tribulations that we have to really be mindful of the purpose of them. You know, even though at times you might be in your emotions, you still have to be mindful of the purpose of the pain that you might be going through in whatever fashion, shape, or form, because it's all set up. Okay, the scriptures say, let patience work her perfect work. Because with all the stuff that we're about to witness and be in front of, this is going to be the end of all judgments, man. So the Most High is pulling everything that he's been reserving for this time. So our minds are going to have to be in a particular mind frame. We're going to have a particular mindset when we're seeing all this, to be cool and calm and collected and having faith. You know, so don't shortchange your suffering. You know, try not to grunt.
Quick precept.
Yeah, go ahead.
Proverbs 24:10. If thou faint in the day of adversity, thy strength is small.
Ooh. Ooh. Damn, that's straight. That's good.
That's right.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, man, it's true. That's not much to say about that. That's true. That's just true. Okay, I'll finish this up. It says, verse 77: those who are chained by their sins, overwhelmed by the evil they have done, are doomed. They will be like a field overgrown with bushes. And I always say this. It says, those who are chained by their sins and overwhelmed by the evil they have done, which are those that have lost faith. Because someone who stops fighting sin is someone who's lost faith. And someone who and someone who has is overwhelmed with the things that are playing out in the world are also someone who's lost faith. Because scriptures say, make no haste in a time of trouble. And people are going to be making all kinds of different haste because they're overwhelmed. Okay?
That's right.
So it says they will be like a field overgrown with brush, and a path across it so choked with thorns that no one can get through. It is abandoned and doomed to be destroyed by fire, man. Hey, if you think you're too wicked to be forgiven, okay, then that's a lack of faith too. As long as you're doing what Yahweh Bashim Shai told you to do, those are just demons.
Yep.
So that's it for me, man. That's all I got.
Beautiful.
Okay, so any lasting precept before we close up?
Yeah, real quick, I would like to go to the book of Job, right? The 5th chapter, right? And the 19th verse, right? And the 20th verse. Just those two, okay? Simply put, right, it's a beautiful chapter. And Job 5 and 19, that also links with the book of Revelation, the 6th chapter, from about the 12th verse to the 17th verse. Right, so it says this for the election, right? But the Lord is going to do, and definitely none of the elect will have small strength, right? Because he's going to give them full strength.
That's
So
right.
it says, you shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. Yes, in the 7th, there shall no evil touch thee. All right. Precept came out in, I think it was Thessalonians. I think Mayan may have read it in regards to deliverance, if I'm not mistaken. And then it says, verse 20, simply put, in famine. Okay. And we can see the smoke blowing with famine because these people that are talking, they're carnal as hell. The Spirit of the Lord is not with them. So in famine, he shall redeem thee from death. Right? And that's going in first and foremost spiritual death. Okay. And also the literal death. And in war, from the power of the sword. So yeah, that's very comforting. The 6 troubles we know, the 6th seal, and it does say there, right? And just before the deliverance is going to come. So why would you want to? Why, as you mentioned, man, if you're too wicked, if you believe you're too wicked to repent, man, that's the Lord telling you something, man. You know.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Because sometimes those demons play plague brothers, where they tell you, you're too wicked. The Lord is not dealing with you. And these are just, if you're doing what the Lord, if you're not doing what you're supposed to do, and that's happening, that's your spirit trying to correct you and setting you straight and try to put you back in the fear of the Lord, right? Because you're not doing what you're supposed to. But if you're doing what you're supposed to, that is evidence that that's a demon. That's how simply Yahushua made it.
That's
if
right.
you do what I told you to do and you're still getting those thoughts, that's a demon. Doesn't make any sense.
Beautiful point.
I want to get this from the brother Howard Shalom. This is a good precept. 2 Corinthians 4:17. It says in the King James, "For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding an eternal weight of glory."
That's right.
Wow. Okay. While we look not on the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things
and that's
which
basically
are
the kingdom of heaven. Our mind, our eyes single, right? We got that laser-like focus, man, right? And our focus is on the kingdom of Yahweh Shem Shai. Right. So that's what eyes have not seen, and we've not seen it. So everything is based on faith. This is a faith-based doctrine. I know, like, there's groups who don't like the fact that we declare that, but that's exactly what it is, right? This doctrine is based on faith. We were called into this truth based on a belief, right?
Right. And it's always when you go into a belief of someone, even Esau will tell you faith, and he's a carnal man, but he'll still tell you that faith, he'll show you faith in his movies is always something that one particular person believes he can do, and no one else around him believes it can happen. He's always being, he gets laughed at, scoffed at, and then he gets to the league, so to speak, and they're all like, "Oh shit, you actually did it. You told us you were going to do it. We never believed you." But I'll finish this up. It says here, for the things which are seen are temporal.
Beautiful, yeah.
But the things, and that's why these people are the walking dead, and really spiritually they're withering away, because this empire, all right, this kingdom is withering away. The things we are seeing are temporal; they're not forever. But the things which are not seen are eternal.
Yeah.
And we spoke about the hidden ones earlier, right? We're the ones not seen, and we're the one that was given the foreshadowing of immortality, right?
That's right. That's right.
And that slash eternal, man.
Yeah,
that's right, man.
Those chariots, the Lord's chariots are eternal, and they have a work to do to deliver the saints, man. And you people can talk about UAPs and all this stuff, but you have no clue of what's really going on. right? All you uninspired men out there. But the Lord's chariots are eternal, and He's eternal. Anyway, that's all I got. Say that.
We're of the elect.
Elect.
We're of the hopeful elect.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that's it. We're gonna close up. Beautiful, man. So, yeah, man. Hey, the water to the brothers posting up all the precepts on the common board, and you know, we're gonna close. We're gonna give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh. All right, double honors to the apostles, elders, bishops of Great Millstone. Rule well, and have taught us His word in truth and sincerity. Peace and mercy to the hopeful elect. Starting with 144,000. All right, and Lord willing, this lesson was edifying and uplifting to the hopeful elect. All right, abba, and Shalom.
Shalom.